Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect once again. In the previous episode, we had an event. It was, quite eventful. Unconscious, dead, and they are just cleaning the blood off the pews. So, yes, the last couple of episodes have been quite eventful. We had the escape, then the fire, and then the murdering. So, not exactly fantastic, is it? In terms of building, we've been doing quite well. We've got 114 capacity. We've got the low and medium risk cell blocks up and running. We've got things like the parole and shop and everything else all built and all that sort of done. Look at this. Look at the amount of people in solitary here. Let's just go to intelligence and informants and we can see, yes, we do have potential CIs, so we will actually get said people. Recruit, and recruit. There we go. Not that I think the CIs are really worth it these days, because you might as well just use phone taps, although apparently the information you get from the CIs is more, it's more readily available. You don't have to wait for a random counter to tick over when they're on the phones. Either way, last episode, not too bad, but obviously it's a little bit problematic when people get stabbed because they are a snitch or something. We've got a couple of things to build, and in this episode I will hopefully be building this cell block here, which is, as that person, why is he waiting around outside? I reckon he's probably picked something up and been flung across the wall. Hopefully we will be building the cell block here, which is going to be the high risk one, but in order to do that, we do need, through bureaucracy, the small cells, which is 10 grand. So in order to do that, we really need some more money. So the only way to get it, I think, is valuation and then go to sell shares and bump. There we go. We've got 46 grand, enough to go to foundation building brick, and then bang, there we go. There is one big cell block. So we're going to put the doors on as standard. We'll build the cell block, and then we'll plan it off. We'll build the foundations, and then we'll plan it off, you understand. We do have a little bit of a problem when it comes to the traits of some prisoners. As you can see, we've got a lot of CIs and stuff. We've got gang members, that sort of thing. In terms of gangs, we've only got 3 gang members because one of them got killed. I think it might have been more. But we got 1 red gang member and 2 blue gang members, but they are only standard members. They're not like lieutenants and they're not leaders. So at the moment, things like here, and here are not getting taken over because there's nothing for them to actually take over. You can see they've got soldiers, but they've got no one ordering them about. So, yeah, that's why that's happened. We do want to get... Actually, what we need to do is just check 1 second over in the intelligence, in informants. We can see that we've got a total of 5 members in here. Protective custody members, but we've got a maximum of 6. So if we do find another person with a risky trait, we'll have to put them there. But after that, we're pretty much screwed because we don't have the capacity. Now, I did say in the back end of last episode what I wanted to do, ideally, was to... Oh, by the way, I'll just go over here and get small cells. I wanted to get more protective custody areas. Obviously, we've got 3 blocks here. There are 3 cells here. These are for death row, which, by the way, we do have all unlocked, and you can see from intake we've got death row, and that's been opened up for a long time. So, yeah. Either way, I've got that sorted, but I just haven't got any. It's strange. We might get one eventually. I think it's dependent on how risky you prisoners you get in. Obviously, because we had no high-risk prisoners, the chance of getting death row is quite slim. But, we might see them turn up once we get this cell block done. Anyway, back to these cells. These are the protective custody cells, and obviously we want to get these sorted and expanded, but I just don't know where we can put them. Like, I really don't know where else we can put them. Can't really do it here because it's in the common room and it's outside of the security block. We can't really put it up here because these are where we've got, essentially we're going to mirror these. Actually, we're not going to mirror them, we're just going to copy them and redesign them, including this one here. So there'll be showers either side and then a sort of cell here. So it will be the same, it's just going to be slightly altered instead of trying to mirror it because that would take forever. Anyway, yes, so there's nowhere else to put them. So what we'll have to do is anyone else that comes in the prison, we will have to probably just assign them to permanent lockdown, whatever happens. So, yeah. What I want to do anyway, I want to go over here and I want to grade the cells, because currently we haven't got graded cells for the low risks. Medium risks. The medium risks we haven't got graded. So I'm going to actually put some grading in by putting, firstly, just some bookshelves in these 2 rows, and then we will probably put what is quite cheap, and we'll go in there. A chair would fit in, but the slight problem is that wherever you put it, it's going to be all cramped and they'll have to climb over. I mean, they will go between them, I guess, you could say. We'll put a radio in. Actually, we won't put them in there. We'll put the radios further down there. That should be okay. There we go. And that should be now graded cells. Won't be heavily graded. Obviously, it'll be zeros, or 1, 1, 2, 3, something like that. In fact, we'll have a quick look at room quality. Yeah, 1, 1, 1, and 1. But that'll go to 1, 1, 2, 3. And that's all the grading they're getting. They're not getting any more. There was a couple of people that said we should probably cut this off and make like a bigger cell block either side. Slight problem with that. There's really no access, so I don't know what I can do in terms of access. So I can't. And now it's now. Right. So let's figure out what we're going to do for this cell block. So we assume we're going to have 2x2s because this is going to be the really small one. And oh, we can't. We can't do that because of the size. We could have a 3x2. Like, we could have it that. With a bed at the end and then toilet. No, I don't like that. That's just silly. 2x2 is the way to go, probably. But what I'll do is I'll plan it off like that. And then you might get a bigger cell at the end. Or is that the way to go? Is that the way to go? I do not know. So if we do it like that, it means we can actually grade the other end, which is useful. I'm going to do a full shakedown, by the way, because I don't think I've done one in a day or two, and obviously we do have a problem with the dormitories and such. One thing that people mentioned, I think it was a couple of episodes ago now, the reason why we might not have found the people around here when they were escaping is because of the patrol routes. Where the patrol routes work is if they're sort of next to each other, the patrol routes, if you've got two of them next to each other, they will sort of bump into each other and like cause a lot of issues. So what I'm going to do is redesign it so we've got that, which is actually, hang on, no, not that. That, dog patrol. So we've only got one dog on here, but they are on the same patrol route. Okay? So instead of having two, they don't like jitter up and down, which is what they were doing before. They will actually go up and down and along, so that's fine. Obviously, we do want to go on the right-hand side, which is why we've done that. We do want to just check back over in deployment, dog patrols. They are assigned. They're going to go to the end, then come down. Yes, that seems to be fine. Shakedown is still underway. We have found, we've got 514 places to search in total. Searched just over 400. We found 1 unit of shanking device, 1 needle, 2 medicines, 2 pairs of scissors, 4 bottles of poison, packet of cigarettes, 4 cell phones, and a screwdriver. Most of this, I assume, will have been flung in, because that's just generally how it goes. I just want to make sure that that is the centre, which it is, and then we'll go over to, good grief, that's a lot of rain. That is a lot of rain, isn't it? I don't think I've seen it rain that heavy. I mean, I probably have. It's winter. 1 degree C. Let's just check our temperature. And, yep, it's 37 degrees in the canteen still. It's because that boiler's open. Having that water boiler open to the elements like that is what's causing it, I believe. Because if you check down here, look at that. See how hot that is? It's 30 degrees, that water boiler, but just on that section. Because it doesn't radiate because it's not in a building, so it cools down very, very quickly. Interesting, that. Anyway, max speed. They're still searching stuff. Haven't found anything in the toilets. We haven't found any tunnels. Doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't any tunnels, because as we've seen a couple of times now, yeah, it really can be sort of hit and miss what happens there. So this is going to be where we have our water boiler. So that's what's going to go here. There we go. It's went whoop. What I should do actually is go to rooms and deliveries. And just extend it just so they can get more stuff off the truck. I think that's important. So I've told the workmen to delete this bit of fencing. They are apparently not. Hang on. Yeah, I have told them to do it. They're just for some reason not bothering. We will lock open these doors. There we are. A lot of people going in the shower here. No one killing each other yet, which is a good thing. We've got new prisoners. We'll go to informants, and we can see in terms of... Oh, yeah. In terms of traits, there is nothing recorded. So that's fine. Nothing recorded. Not even a question mark trait, so that's good. So we'll max speed it. Wait for these to delete this section, then go to deployment staff only, and... Oh, actually, it didn't change that from staff only, which is useful. Right, so... We'll let the prisoners go about their daily business while I plan off this cell block. So, how do we want to do this? Well, if we go for a similar design to that, then we might get away with it. Or, we could do, like, the tank. As in, we have a square section around here. And then a square section, I guess it would be from there. Like that, right? And then you have entrance and exits. I don't think this is going to fit. Like, it shouldn't mathematically. No, didn't think it would. Okay. So what we'd have to do is get rid of that. And then you'd have a slightly bigger... I think whichever way you go, you're going to have this, aren't you? This little central section, which isn't totally bad. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, do that. And that's not a bad idea, actually. So you have a walkway all the way around the outside. And you have these ones in the centre, which we've done something... I'm sure we've done something like this before. So what size is that? That's a 16 by 4. Okay, let's try that again. So 16 by 4. And then obviously you do a similar thing there. Alright, because it's on both sides. So there you go. There's your cells. Like that. And it means you can have dog patrols going all the way around the outside, you see. And the entrance will be something like there, with your toilet there and bed there. Okay? So that is a total of 16 by 8. Sorry, it's not 16 by 8, is it? It's 16 by 7. It would be 8 if it was a double wall in the centre, which it isn't. So 16 by 7, 16 by 7. You could do that. You could do that. I'm more keen on not doing it like that, because we do need a shower in here at some point. 16 by 7, 16 by 7. You could fit another one in, but where's the shower going to go? That's the question. You could make this slightly bigger in the centre and have graded cells. But does that work, is the question. Don't know if it does. Nor do I think it looks... I don't think it actually looks very good. So we'll have that there. And then perhaps... Do we need this gap, really? I mean... The whole point is it didn't really fit. Whatever we did. Because you'd have that. And then you'd have... sort of that. And you've got this really big central section, which doesn't really serve much purpose. But we are getting more in, and then it does allow us to fit at the back a shower, which is important to have. So you could do that, then there's showers in the back there. The problem is you've got like this fairly big walkway, which you just don't need. The only thing I could do, really, to change it would be something like that. Hang on, that's too far, isn't it? That's the centre. Oh no, so that is correct. Yeah, because if you did that, you would just have this like really small solitary bit, which wouldn't work. Technically, it's a small cell block, so you can have it whatever size you want. It can be that size. Actually, no, it can't be that size because you need to fit everything in, which needs to be a minimum of 3 blocks. So it would have to be an L shape. So we would have to make it a bit bigger. So that's the size, you see. We would do something like that. like that. Yeah. And then your showers would go at the bottom, which is a little bit bigger than that, but you'll get more prisoners in this one. And this was always the idea, something like this. And you could have these ones, I guess, would be slightly bigger. These would be graded. When I say graded, they'll be bigger. And that's like the only difference between them, essentially. So... in terms of capacity, we'll have a quick workout once I've just planned this off. So you're talking 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 5, 50. 50 in total. So it's actually not much better than that, really, is it? It's not much better than that. Because this is what? No, it's not. It's almost the same as that. That's like 48, or I think that's 48 or something like that. Whereas this one is 50. So how come... We need to shrink it down. Okay, what I'll do, we should be able to get a bit more space in here by shrinking it down to that. Okay. Like that. And... that. That's cramped. That's very, very, very cramped. So, you would have all these as cells, even these ones at the back, and then this bit would be your shower, which would essentially just be one big row of showers at the either side. It's only a gap of one. Huh. Yeah. That's interesting. The only other way of doing it... I know I'm taking ages for this, but I think it's important that we get it correct, you see. And the problem with this is that it's essentially a flawed design, which I'll come to in a moment. Oh, there we go. That's what I thought we might be able to do. Right, so... the question is, can I now... if I did it that way instead... would we get more in? And I think the answer is yes. We'd probably... oh, actually, we wouldn't get more in this way, but it would actually work out a bit better. You would have to... have a walkway, wouldn't you? Would it be a walkway of 2? It would really ideally be a walkway of 2, yeah. So that, and just roughly put the guides in. There you go. Okay. I actually think that is better. Sadly, we're not going to be able to fit in much more. Because you'd have to go from here. And then that. Hold on. It would be that. And then... just these cells are a weird size. Very weird size. So I mean, that would be your gap of 3 down the centre to the back. You'd have these cells. It's all of those would be cells. All these, you see, these are slightly bigger because these could be the graded ones, which isn't too bad actually. And then at the bottom, you could actually do that. And there's your showers. Means you have to come out and along and up and around, but that's your shower. Which is probably a bit bigger than is required. Could even fit more in like that. And have showers all the way along here. Could you actually squeeze another cell block in here? No, you can't. I was going to say, can I squeeze another cell block in? No, you can't. You can't. It's just because it's a really, really weird shape. Okay, right. Just for the sake of actually cracking on, I think that is the way to go. Something like that. Took long enough to get here, but we should probably crack on. Right, brick wall. Let's do it. And we want the brick walls in here. And obviously we do have to do things like connect up the power and put the toilets in and all of that sort of thing. Should we have an entrance down this side for the shower? It will probably be useful. We might as well. Planning, walls, entrance there. Triple entrance, why not? Just put a line of things there, like a line of shower stuff. Drains. That's what I'm trying to get to. So, materials, brick wall. We'll do these brick walls. Obviously, these ones are going to be slightly graded. The original idea was to have all of them the same sort of thing, but it's just going to be a little bit too annoying, I think, to really get the grips with. What I'm going to do, I'm not even going to plan the rest out yet. I'm going to do these ones because it's probably worth it for the design, because then I'm just going to clone them, you see. Once I've made one from each side, I'll then just clone them and go from there. I think that's a way to go. Right, utilities electrical cable. We do have to run the electrical cable from here all the way across, and then we'll run it, actually it's from there, technically, just to save a little bit more. And it runs down into here, which will also have a water boiler, which is also why we need a large pipe running straight down and then connecting into the back end of that one. Okay, speed up to max speed. We'll just go to we don't need reports, we need to go into intelligence and then informants and have a quick look around, just seeing if there's a couple of gang members. Obviously, there's loads of people standing around here. We know why they're standing here, because things are going to get flung in. That's just understood. There is someone cleaning here, which is ex-law enforcement and snitch. Mark Barry, prisoner number 234106, and he's a snitch, ex-law enforcement. 14 days in your prison, but has not yet been killed. So we will actually change you to a protective custody, and then we will say lockdown permanent. There you go, because you should be in that cell there. In terms of food, we can see that there is still some trays there, but ooh, yeah, we've just run out. Thank you, game. Hopefully these are going to clean in here. But if we just check the... Look, they're going to carry them all up and then they'll wash them all. Do they put them back there is the question. Come on, stack them up. There's 6. Yep, they are going to put them there. That's fine. So now people can actually eat. We'll go over to reports. Needs. You can see the needs for most people have been fulfilled. Bit of an issue with clothing, but it always goes up and down. Staff needs. We're starting to get that food need creep up as well, so we'll have to sort that out. Right, we'll go over to our rooms and then cells. Clicky, clicky, draggy, draggy. There it is. And objects, large jail door. Sorry, standard jail door, in fact. And we'll put the jail doors on both sides here. In fact, we should have gone to rooms and done the same thing for the rooms. So there, and then there. Over to the beds, and we'll put the beds in like so. 1, 2, 3, 4 toilets. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then we'll probably put a bookshelf in these graded ones. 1, 2, job done. Once they're sorted, I will then set all of this. Well, actually, I can probably do it now. I can probably set it to max sec. There we are. There is max sec only. And once this is sorted, we should be able to clone the rest of it, which is good. So, we've got 1 prisoner due for release soon and 12 prisoners up for parole, which obviously we are running a parole, which is good. In terms of our grading, you can see we're now on 18% reoffending rate, so that's actually more than halved, I believe. Wasn't it about 39%? We've got 29 prisoners released and paroled early 12 of them with an 8% reoffending rate. Punishment is quite low, reform is quite low, security is low, and health is quite low, actually. So, the prison is not really doing that well. Statistically, I don't know why. It's I I always thought it was. I thought we were doing okay, but apparently not. Anyway, we'll just go over to intelligence informants once more. I want to probably fire up some confidential informants, although I don't know where there is. Is there a place to actually talk to them? I don't think there is, you know. I really don't think there is. Now that I come to think about it, we haven't got a security room where we can actually talk to the prisoners. Oh, interesting. No, we don't. We've got holding cells, we've got other things like that, but we have not got an area where we can activate the confidential informants. Huh. We'll have to put someone... Oh, we'll have to put it in somewhere. Somehow. Ah, well. Right, so we will have these guys finish off. We'll just speed up to max speed. Obviously, it's free time, -4 degrees. Not that that matters, because if we have a look at our temperature, yeah, it's boiling in there. It's nice and warm in here, toasty warm. Yeah, the places where the prisoners are, they're all fine. Okay, so we'll go over to quick build, clone. We will copy that, and we will start slamming it down. And there we go. There's just been a bit of a ding-a-ling noise, and I believe that was bureaucracy small cells finished, which now makes these cells legitimate. You can see, look, they're enclosed. No, they're shouting at us, but this one was also shouting at us because it wasn't the right size, whereas now it is. Sort of technically, in the eyes of the law, we need to get a total of 200 prisoners, and that means... Well, no, we need 200 capacity. That means I need to really finish this cell block off as soon as possible, although I don't even know if it'll work that way. We'll go over to utilities, because I do need to run some electrical cabling, probably to the end of both of these, just to get the power where we need it to go. Obviously, we need to run the same thing for the toilets, because they're currently not plumbed in, so we will do something similar. So there, and then probably connect it up at the bottom. Probably at the top is best, maybe. I don't think... Actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter. We'll go at the bottom. And we need to do the same for these toilets as well. But what we'll do is we'll just go along to there. And there. Connect up like so. These ones will be done when I actually have them plumbed in, because there's no point otherwise. So, still doing a shakedown here, as you can see. Quite 14 mobile phones. We don't punish for luxuries, so, you know, there's no issue there, really. We don't punish for luxuries. So we're just taking it off them and going, shouldn't have that. Contraband, but it's like not a shank or a digging tool, so that's fine. We now have a lot of prisoners in here. You might think, actually, how come we've got all of these in here? We haven't received an intake. Look, we've got intake. No max sec. So how the hell have we got max sec prisoners in here? That's because a lot of these are gang members, but they're not max sec because they're gang members. They're max sec because they've done some stabbing because they were gang members, because they're just more they're more prone to violent outbursts, and also killing the snitches and stuff, and ganging up. That's the whole point, that they do gang up on people. So yeah, if we check gangs, we can see that the gang... Well, there is one gang member in here, which is not very happy because they don't have clothing. So, what we need to do is go to reports, go over to our policy. It'll be regime. And you can see that we now have a maximum security regime. So we do need to change this. So, currently it's identical to the normal security, but obviously we want to change this. So the way to change it is to really give them... It'll be free time work up to there, I believe. No, I've just done it wrong. Hang on. Let's just change eat there, and that splits it up. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then we have to go to free time. There, and then eat. The whole point is that you have 2 hours of like free time, or at least an hour of free time after whatever you do after your eat. So free time before and after eat, free time before and after eat. For some reason, straight after work lockup, it should be that. Alright? And then you want... Is there any point in that? Because what I was going to do is have eat here. Like that. But then if we're doing free time before and after, you work one bit. So go to work for an hour. By the time you get there, you get a bit of free time. It's not bad. I mean, we could always do it. We could always say free time there, then eat there, and then free time there. But then they get more free time. The maximum security prisoners get more free time than anyone else. I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. What I'm going to do then is have work free time, work free time, work free time. So these guys actually work a bit more. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Give it free time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it seems that the guys here, the normal security, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you know what? They all get the same amount of free time and work lockup and work free time. It's just in different orders. Right, that's a bit better. It's a bit confusing, that. But trust me, the sleep's all in the same, shower's in the same, then a bit of free time. Then you go eat, work free time. All the lockers are identical. A bit more work free time and then total free time at the end. So, yeah. This one, same sort of deal, but you work / free time, then you eat. Definitely a bit of free time for some reason after the eat, and then it's your other work free time and lock up, and then other side is pretty much the flip. It's the flip of minimum. So instead of eating right at the start of the day and then work free time, it's actually the other way around. So it's work free time and then you eat at the end of the day. So that should be okay. That should be a decent regime, but I think we're going to leave it there. Yes, I think so, because we are cracking on a little bit. Not terrible in terms of our progress. I mean, I know I spent quite a long time, about 15 minutes or so, probably redesigning this several times, but I think it's, I think it was definitely worth it, because we've got something that is good and works and functions and is not terribly garbage. But we will have to see how things progress on. We're going to go to intake, we're going to open up our maximum security intake, and that should hopefully give us some cash, although there's a massive amount of prisoners with serious complaints, 77 in fact, which is quite worrying. It's the hygiene need, and I've just realised that the shower isn't finished, so I should probably do that, but that's a next episode task. As always, comments in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.